Welcome back to the next part of Late to Scratch. So, a quick recap about the whole purpose of this journey. It's really to see how good the average late to golf 42-year-old can really get. And it's not about dedicating every waking second to the pursuit of this. It's hopefully about a realistic, honest documentation of what is really possible for someone with a family and with a busy job. And hopefully what I want to achieve is really kind of a lifestyle transformation. It's about finding more time in the day without necessarily practicing 7 days a week to really move forward and get better at golf. So, first question, have I improved this week? Well, I think for myself and for you to know that, then we really need to know where the game is now. So to do that, I think you need to establish a baseline, cue, launch monitor. Now, the launch monitor is probably one of the most humbling pieces of golf tech equipment available, and if you still live in pre-launch monitor bliss, it really is a wonderful, happy place of theoretical carry distances. But I think when you actually start using the launch monitor, I think the first thing most people say is, no, that can't be right, it must be the balls, must be the weather. But I think establishing a baseline, really not just about distances, but about front to back and side to side dispersion pattern is really going to be important moving forward to see visibly if there is any improvement in the game. So first part of this is really to get to the range using the GC3 and have a look not just at distances, so the planned stock distances, but more about the dispersion pattern. Where are the misses, what is the kind of average distance front to back and side to side. So let's do that first. Right, well, that didn't go according to plan because it's 45 degrees and the iPad almost went on fire. So let's try something else. Let's go and play 9 holes at my local course, Trump, and see how we get on and see if we can get a state of the game from that. So a pretty decent front nine followed by a back nine, which obviously wasn't recorded, but shot a 79 overall. You can have a look at the scoring here. But in the interest of a very quick comparison, here is the exact same course a few days prior to this round where I shot a 92. So consistency is a little bit of an issue. So I think whilst there are still these fairly significant discrepancies in scoring, which all golfers will have, of course, the handicap is the your potential scoring, not necessarily your average scoring. So if we look at the Arccos data here, so this is 2,249 shots from 27 rounds since I started using the Arccos again, and overall I gained 1 stroke compared to a 10 handicap, but overall my game in the last 10 rounds has declined by half a stroke, and you can see the area really that needs improvement, and it's that short game area, and I definitely have felt that over the last few rounds. So it's bad, but at least it's not getting any worse, and you can see from these chipping stats and really escaping from bunkers that it is an area that is going to require some significant focus. Now interestingly, if I want to look at what would be needed to get down to scratch, which really to understand the magnitude of this task, then if I apply those scores in comparison to what a scratch golfer would shoot, then I'm 10.3 strokes gained per round, which is really an astronomical amount of work, an amount of strokes to make up. Interestingly, the approach shot is the thing here that seems to be more impacted by changing this to a scratch golfer, and that's almost certainly related to my proximity to the pin. It then feeds into the Clipped app, which again shows areas requiring improvement. So in the last 20 rounds, 64% of fairways hit, 55% of greens in regulation, but you can see my approach proximity is really not great, and that needs to improve. So the way this works is that 100 would be the tour average, and the higher the number, the better the player. So comparing my off the tee stats, then I am performing higher than my 10 handicap would suggest. In terms of approach stats, I am bang on, as you would expect. My around the green, so chipping and bunker play, is well below that of a male 10 handicap. And you can see the importance to scoring here is 41%. And then putting again is a little better than a male 10 handicap, but again the importance is 35%, so still pretty high. And I think it's really improving proximity to the pin, and then more 1 putts, less 3 putts per round. You can see here over the last 20 rounds, 1 in 4 putts is a 3 putt, which is still pretty criminal if I'm trying to get that improved. Right, well, that's the general state of the game. Some good, some bad, some very, very ugly, but generally things are slowly improving. You'll all be glad to know that the iPad is still alive, but will not be featuring outside probably for another few months, especially here in Dubai. So the plan moving forward now is club fit next week, which I'll hopefully get some footage of, and then after that the hard work really starts. So there's going to be a focus on strength, mobility, flexibility to improve speed, swing mechanics, and then the other side of things is going to be starting to work with drills, particularly focused on that short game deficit that I have at the moment, and we'll be able to follow the Arccos and clip data to see if the drills that I'm doing actually make a meaningful impact on these scores as we move forward. So please like and subscribe, join in on the journey, comment if there's anything that you did to improve your short game, any drills that you think I should focus on particularly. I'd be happy to hear from you. Only leaves me to say thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Let's see how good the average 42-year-old can really get at golf, and hopefully we'll be late to scratch. Thanks, bye.